Hello and welcome to the weather updates 9:30 on January 24th. And we're dealing with another day with a lot of clouds around, some sunny breaks, some clouds, and a little light snow that's mainly not reaching the ground tonight because we have a warm front approaching the area. You see here on the weather map, warm front approaching the area. That'll bring some milder conditions for tomorrow, and then the Arctic air will return as we get into tomorrow night. So let's go take a look at what we've got going on right now across the area, and we'll start with the temperatures. 30 degrees generally to ice slip. Some of the areas are a little warmer, but generally around that 30-degree mark seems to be where we are right now across Long Island, the city, and New Jersey probably as well. Maybe a touch warmer there. Let's see. Waiting for this to load. It just wants to be slow. 32 and so on. So yeah, around low 30s, give or take. So let's take our highs for the day. And we have highs generally in the mid-30s for the day, pretty much across the area. Nothing really remarkable. So we got a little light snow over our area. We had a little bit overnight, too. There was like a very scattered coating in spots. And we're going to see that again tonight. Just very light snow. But whatever falls, if we get a coating, will disappear tomorrow. With all this. So we got a little bit of light snow here. Again, nothing really. This is just all part of the warm front. And then the cold front back here, moving into western Pennsylvania. Satellite image, tons of clouds, obviously. So, looking at the models here, now things have changed since yesterday regarding that storm. Again, it seemed like overnight the 0Z GFS decided to change the track of this and bring it basically up the coast. This coastal storm that we're watching for Friday into the weekend. But right now, we've got this like Clipper system, this weak low pressure system. It's going to come on through. Cold front passes through tomorrow. Cold air returns. Big cold high builds in Wednesday into Thursday. And this is the 18Z GFS run. All right, so that high moves offshore. And then our coastal, we have another high that's going to try to build down. And then our coastal storm develops. Here is our coastal storm developing off the Carolinas. And it once again now starting to track it offshore again. But it develops it really bombs it out east of our area. Now, obviously, if we go to the 12Z run, it's slower and closer to our area, and this 12Z run would give us a pretty hefty snowfall if this were to verify. All right. I know that's what you're all curious about, and so am I. So let's take a closer look at the model here. This is the GFS, and you'll see this is the 12Z run now. So it does start as rain. And it has Suffolk County as rain, but there would be heavier snows western Long Island into the city and inland. So this particular run of the model, if we were to look at the total amount of snowfall, it could give us a foot of snow in Nassau County, Suffolk County maybe 5 to 8 inches, as well as maybe 6 to 10 in New Jersey with this run. All right? But now let's go to the 18Z run. And you can see the 18Z run has now scaled it way back to only a couple of inches, and the heavier snowfalls would be in New England because, again, if we look at the 18Z run of the GFS here, which changed the track significantly. I don't know why. It's like the 0Z run last night. All the miles just, boom, went to the west, and now they're starting to trend back east again. But you see here that we would just mainly be in light snow overnight. Friday into Saturday. Now, again, this is the GFS. This is one model. We obviously this is beyond the range of the short-range models at this point, so it makes it hard. It makes it hard to really. We'll go to the Eastern U.S. view. It makes it hard to really pin down what's going to be happening. We know that there's a threat of a storm. So let's go to some of the other models. Let's go to the Icon model now. The Icon model. All right, so this is the Icon model, and the Icon model has a stronger storm, and it has it further west. All right, so this is the Icon model, and that's as far as the 18Z run of the Icon goes. As far if we'd have to go back to the 12Z run of the Icon, all right, which is further offshore and keeps us in the light stuff. Now it's interesting. Here's the 12Z Icon. Quite a storm there, by the way. When we go to the 18Z Icon, it goes further west. So whatever made the GFS, it seems like the Icon picked up on it later. But still, if this were to happen here, it would be a significant snow and possible blizzard conditions. Right? We haven't had blizzard conditions yet this year. I don't know if we even had them last year. So usually we get one storm that has like blizzard conditions, but we'll see. Is this the one? Well, we're going to have to wait and see. That's the icon. Now let's go to the Canadian model. Now, Canadian model, even further west than all the others, and it has heavy rain at the coast and heavy snow just inland. This is the Canadian model, all right? And again, if we go a little closer here, you would see that it would track mostly rain over the Jersey Shore and Long Island. So if we were to look at the Canadian model, which is a model we kind of laughed at last night, but the Canadian model seemed to pick up on that westerly track before any of the other models did. If we were to look at this and say total snowfall, you could see that there would be a sharp cutoff between light snowfall over Suffolk County and then much heavier snowfall over a foot into Nassau County and the city. So it would be a sharp cutoff if the Canadian was right, which I don't think it will be, but given its track record. But again, hey, it picked up on this before any of the other models did, so you have to kind of maybe take it a little more seriously. All right, and this would give a lot of precipitation, too. If we were to look at the total accumulated precip here, you could see over 2 inches liquid equivalent. And if that falls as snow, that's a lot of snow. All right. As far as, I think that's it for all the models we can look at right now. If I have to use another site to look at the European model, but well, we'll have to watch this storm. But let's get to the weather in the next couple of days. So let's go to HRRR and the 0Z HRRR run, and we'll look at the short term now. We're going to be dealing with. So tomorrow, little light, very light, and it's not even reaching the ground. The snow. I mean, you could tell in the sky, you could see it's falling, but it's evaporating by the time it dries out. By the time it reaches the ground, and so we're going to be dry tomorrow, and dry Wednesday most likely, and as we get into Thursday, we'll be dry as well. But one thing that will change is the temperatures. So let's go and look at the temperatures. You'll see we're going to have a little bit of a roller coaster ride here with the temperatures. So tomorrow we're going to have our warmest day of the week, and we'll get up above 40 degrees tomorrow. But then you can see the cold air, northwest winds coming in. The cold air comes back into the picture. We're already below freezing after sunset, and then we're dropping it through the 20s into the teens by morning, Wednesday morning. And then for Wednesday, we will probably see highs only in the mid to upper 20s, so we will not make it out of the 20s on Wednesday. All right. And again, if you look at where the air is coming from, dew points, you see that the wind flow here. Again, we look at the wind flow tomorrow. You see we start off southwesterly. It becomes westerly by the afternoon, and then northwesterly by the evening, and then almost northwesterly as you head into Wednesday. And that's really what's going to bring in the frigid air. It won't be that windy on Wednesday, fortunately. We won't have very strong winds, but it's still going to be very cold. All right. And we go and look at the GFS here. We want to go beyond that. If we look at the GFS, you see the winds north, and then they sort of become northeasterly by Thursday, and then eventually later on Thursday, the winds shift over to the southwest. All right, but it's still going to be very cold. And at night, favorable conditions for radiational coolings. I think single digits could be a good bet, especially in the Pine Barrens. GFS doesn't want to drop it too much, but again, with these, I think there's going to be some areas of radiational cooling. Teens a good bet, but single digits definitely possible, especially in Pine Barrens areas. For Thursday, maybe a touch milder, maybe upper 20s to around 30, with that north wind kind of dropping off. And then for Friday, this is what happens as we get into Friday. So you can see it's starting to moderate, but we have another cold front coming down. And that cold front and how it's going to interact with this storm is basically going to decide how much snow we get. If we have too much cold air coming in, it's actually going to push the storm away. If we don't have as much, then the storm kind of comes closer. But either way, we're below freezing on Saturday, and then behind the storm, we're going to be back into the cold air again. So whatever snow falls from that storm will stick around. We'll be dealing with the cold air after that. I'm not going to go beyond into February at this point. So, yeah, I know it's a lot of uncertainty, and of course, for those who want to see snow or those who don't want to see snow, it's like, oh, what's going to happen? I wish I could tell you, but I can't. So let's go to the RGEM next, the RGEM model, and let's look at the skies. So tomorrow we'll have some clouds. Then we'll probably get some breaks of sun, maybe by the afternoon, maybe a little blue sky. And then as we get into Wednesday, we'll have that Arctic air take over. And it should be mostly sunny. Could be some cumulus, possibly stratocumulus, over part of the area on Wednesday. We'll have to see how that pans out. It's very hard to predict until I'll probably have a better idea tomorrow. All right. But I still don't think it'd be that much. I think we have plenty of sun. And if Wednesday don't work out, Thursday should be a nice, mostly sunny day as well. So we should you have a couple of nice days in a row with plenty of sunshine. It's just going to be cold. All right. Let's go look at the NAM3 sky, and we'll roll this back to the 18Z. And we'll take a look at what the NAM is doing for tomorrow. So similar idea, more sun toward the afternoon. And then for Wednesday, should be a mostly sunny day. Should be a nice, mostly sunny day. And hopefully we'll have some nice skies. And now, if I want to go further than that, then we would have to go into the GFS. And the GFS obviously has the clouds rolling in Friday ahead of the storm. This storm, again, is a huge uncertainty. So let me go to windy.com next, and we'll go ahead and look at what the European model is thinking with this storm now. All right, so we'll go to the European model. We'll do cloud visualization, and then tomorrow should be, it might be nice in the afternoon. Might have some sunshine, maybe a little blue sky, maybe, but I think the better sky is going to come on Wednesday with that Arctic air. So here's Wednesday, Arctic air in place, northwest flow here. It looks like it has it fairly clear. Thursday, we'll have to watch for some possible high clouds, but I still think it'll be mostly sunny on Thursday. But then as we get into Friday, this is when we got to watch this storm here. So let's see what the European does with this thing. And this is kind of visualize here what it's going to do. So this is the European model. And the European model, let's see what it does. All right, so here we are, 6 a.m. Saturday. And it looks like it does have some snow over our area, but the heaviest of the storm is offshore. Let's see where it tracks it. It actually does seem to mirror the GFS a little bit. So let's go take a look and see. We'll go to the precipitation, and we'll see what we got here. New snow. All right, well, it only gives us the... Yeah, that's why I don't like it. It doesn't really give you how heavy the snow would be. But we can go in the next 5 days, and I guess that would show up the storm. Yeah, so let's see what the head gives us for the next 5.3 inches. So it gives us a moderate snowfall. I'm guessing that's would include the storm there. So it gives us a moderate snowfall, but we'll have to see right now. I really wish this thing would... I go to rain accumulation. Yeah, it only goes in the days. It doesn't really go to rain thunder. Okay, well, I guess this could kind of show where the snow is. But see, the heaviest snow seems to be more out east. But yeah, the European seems to have us getting hit pretty hard. So, if you really want to go, you'd have to go all the way out to the next 10 days. And I guess, yeah, there you go. That's a little more like it. Then you'd see 17.7 inches. So, yeah, the storm has the potential to be that bad. But, again, we're going to have to see how this thing tracks. It's really just too early. And, of course, that's the frustrating part about it. We have to wait and see what's going to happen because we've seen this time and time again this winter where it looks like, oh, finally we're going to get a big snowstorm, and then it kind of pushes it away. Now, we're going to just look at the upper air here for a minute, and it plays a role in it, and explain to you why the models kind of do what they do and why they changed. And it all has to do with the shape of this trough and how deep it is. So this is the GFS, and you can see it's digging a deeper trough. Now, if we go and we look at that trough from the run yesterday that we did the weather update, that trough's a lot shallower. You can see that. So it's a much more deeper trough. And if we go to the 12Z run from today, you can see that's an even deeper and even more sharp trough. So the sharper the trough, the more intense the storm, and the more it's going to track up the coast. If we look at the jet stream here, you can see there's that deep trough right there. All right, so it almost has a negative tilt to it, especially when we look at the 12Z run. If you want a big snow, that's what you want to see. 18Z, it's a little further out. So there's a whole bunch of variables that kind of have to just be in order. We're not there yet. We don't know what's going to happen. It could be a miss. It could be a big snowstorm. It could be a moderate snowfall. It could be a light snowfall. But there's a possibility of a significant storm back on the table for, I guess, Saturday. So we'll keep an eye on it for you. But hey, it is winter time. We haven't had our really big snowfall yet, so we expect to usually get at least one. So we'll see. Could this be the one? We'll have to see. But anyway, that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care, and thanks for watching.